Alright guys, so today I wanted to do something because I hit 50 subscribers, which is a small milestone, but a milestone nonetheless. And I think it's pretty neat that, there's 50 people out there that like to watch my stuff. So I didn't know really what to do, um, but I wanted to do something Pokemon related. So I figured I'd do a couple tier lists. Right here I have just the main series games, so that's what I'm going to start with. And obviously for ones like I'm not, for Ruby and Sapphire, I'll just do Ruby, but I'll still do Emerald because they're different games. But for Ruby and Sapphire, they're like the same thing. So yeah, I guess if you are subscribed, thank you. If you're not, you can consider it, but I'll try to just they're not in order right now. I guess I'll just go with the flow. Um, but I've played through all of these games. I own all of these games. In fact, there's ones on this list that I own that aren't even on it. So I own every main series game. I've enjoyed playing through every main series game, but obviously some more than others. So I guess I'll start off with my least favorites, which is Pokemon X and Y. Those ones, I mean, again, I enjoyed playing through them. They have features that are nice, like the Friend Safari and stuff like that, but in terms of like replayability, just overall enjoyment, I think that those games are just the worst. Not saying that they're like terrible or bad, but of all of the Pokemon games, I think those are my least favorite, X and Y. Um, I have this up here. I'm gonna put Fire Red and Leaf Green in S tier. I feel like there's a lot of people who won't agree with me on that. I mean, who knows? I'll move this down now. But Fire Red and Leaf Green were the first games I owned, or I guess Leaf Green is the first game I owned, and the first one I played through. So I have a lot of nostalgia for it, and I think just in terms of like all the new Pokemon games, the amount of hand holding they have and stuff like that, I think Fire Red Leaf Green has is just really good, a really good game to just run through. You can just play through it. There's not a lot of stuff that gets in your way. You're just allowed to play Pokemon, and it's the Gen 1 game. They have the Sevi Islands that you can visit later, which aren't in anything else, but I enjoy them a lot. Um, I just think there's a lot of good things about that game, and if you're looking for a game where you can just run through and play it, and just nothing else gets in your way, you just want to play the game, I think that's a really good one to go with. So I really like that one. Let me see what else. I don't know. They're not in any order, so I'm kind of trying to just pick from wherever. Sword and Shield, they were enjoyable to play through, but I'm going to put them in C. If you've played through the post-game story, it is complete garbage. Probably the worst post-game of any, I would say at least. I mean, if you've played through the game, you know what happens, but I don't really care so much that you don't get the legendaries or the box legendaries until the post game. I think that's fine the way they ended the main story, but the main story is a lot of hand holding, and then the post game is just like does not seem very well thought out. But there's just too much hand holding. They have a lot of cool Pokemon, I'll give them that, but in terms of like other games that I've enjoyed, Sword and Shield is down here for now, and I might move some of these around as I go, but um, for now that's where it's gonna stay. I'm trying to pick the easy. If I just pick the easy ones, it'll be easier. Platinum and Soul Silver, I'll put in S tier. Those, I feel like if anyone's played those, I feel like those are probably some of the most loved games. Platinum is one of my favorites because, again, I mean, both of these games I have a lot of nostalgia for. Those are some of the next games that I got and purchased. I mean, I used the Pokewalker all the time at school as a kid. Um, Platinum and I mean, Gen 4 is just probably my favorite gen of all of them. I mean both the Gen 4 games are really good, and then Sinnoh is just like my favorite region, like just in general. I think those games are just really good. Um, though Diamond and Pearl I'll put in I think B tier. Actually, I don't need to put Pearl in, but I'll put Diamond in B tier because although it is, again, Platinum is my favorite game. There's just a lot of stuff that you can do in Platinum and a lot of improvements in Platinum that were made upon Diamond and Pearl. I'm definitely super excited for the remakes though. Um, just in general, because it's Gen 4 and it's updated and everything. But it does look like it'll have a lot of platinum elements too. They probably just want to make two games so they can sell two games. Because you have chumps like me who will buy every single one, um, and have both of them. So yeah. Let me see. I'll do Ruby 7 first. I'll put Emerald in A tier, and honestly, I think I'll put Ruby in A tier as well. Um, those are both games that I very much enjoyed. Um, Although I think I do enjoy the ones in S tier a little bit more, so I'm going to leave them in A. But those are both very good games, very fun to play through. I think I'll put Omega Ruby in B tier though. Um, I do enjoy playing through it. There is not a whole lot of new stuff compared to just the regular one. I mean, they have like the Battle Frontier that's just like says it's under construction and nothing ever happens with it. Um, I mean, it's a fun game to play through nonetheless, but I think just with the Gen 6, like the art style and everything, just not my favorite. So, still fun to play through, but not the best. Alright. Black I'll put in A tier, and then Black and White 2 I put in S tier. I played through Black 2 recently, and it didn't used to be one of my favorite games, but it definitely is now, in terms of like the leveling and just the Pokemon, the accessibility to different Pokemon, and like compared to Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, I think Black and White 2 was definitely enough more of a difference between the two games to justify a second game so soon afterwards. Because it's not like Ruby and Omega Ruby where there's a long period of time in between the games, but for Black 2 and White 2 and then Sun and Ultra Sun, there's not that much space in between them. And then honestly, for Sun and Ultra Sun, I think I'll put them both here for now. Sun, I think there's many things that Ultra Sun does better, but I mean, I honestly might move Ultra Sun down too. I think those games are just too similar. There's just not enough new things for you to do to justify a whole nother game. Now, if it was just Ultra Sun, I honestly might leave it in like B or maybe even A, but the fact that those games are just so similar for me, and I feel like there's just not enough differences, not enough new stuff, not enough reason to get it. Like, again, I own every game, I've played through every game. I would stick with just Ultra Sun, and honestly, you could just skip Sun in general if you're looking for stuff to play through. I mean, obviously, if you're looking for stuff to play through, all of these up top are great because A, they're just phenomenal games. B, you can run them on emulators, and they're very easy to play through on emulators. And then you can also mod them, and I don't even know if that's the right word, but you can, modify stuff in the game. And I know there's a lot of modded versions of those games out there that are also pretty good. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Those games, I might put those in C as well. Those were enjoyable to play through, but in terms of just this, there's like you go really quick through the game for like the first half of it, and then I think once you hit like around Saffron, then it slows down a bunch. It was nice to play through like Kanto and like 3D, although I do wish they, took elements of Fire Red Leaf Green, where they like the Sevi Island, stuff like that just wasn't included. There's just not a whole lot to do once you're done with the game. But when you're done with like Fire Red Leaf Green, like I mentioned earlier, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. And those games are just easier to run through. I do like how you're able to like encounter wild Pokemon and stuff like that, but it also makes the game very easy. I mean, even without the ability to get all 3 starters already makes it kind of easy, but I think just the leveling system and everything, those games are just a bit too easy to play through, especially when you can use the 2 Joy-Con thing and you can do 2v1s. Again, it was a fun game to play. I think it got people from Pokemon Go to play the game, but if you're looking for like an actual serious game to play through, just don't bother. It's fun in like an Animal Crossing kind of way, is how I guess I'll describe it, where it's kind of chill and easy to play through, but like you don't really have to think about anything. And for most games, Pokemon is a strategy game where you have to think about type advantages and stuff like that. Let's go Pikachu. I don't think you have to worry about like anything at all. You just pick the Pokemon you want and you just play it. I don't think they even have held items in that game. I don't remember because I think I played through it like once. I shiny hunted a little bit and that's about it. But again, I have enjoyed playing all of these games. Just, some are obviously more enjoyable than others. Now, let me see, Heart Gold I already did, because it's the same as Soul Silver. Moon I already did. Alright, we're getting close to the end of this tier list. I have this one on the Virtual Console. I think it's really hard to compare older games to the newer ones, just because obviously like they're slower in terms of just like the ability to move around and everything. But I think in terms of like if I'm comparing the old games to each other, I think they were all pretty enjoyable. I mean, I've played them on my Game Boy Color and stuff like that. Honestly, I think I'll put Pikachu in A, or whatever the special edition, yellow. I'll put yellow. I don't know why I called it Pikachu. I'll put that in A. I think Crystal should go in A as well. And then I think we're almost to the end here. I'll put Red in B along with. Okay, I use Soul Silver, so I'll use Silver. I think again, it's really hard to compare the older games to the newer ones just because the movement speed is so much slower. But honestly, I might put Silver up here as well. But obviously, I think the Johto games are just phenomenal overall because you're able to visit multiple regions. They had shiny Pokemon. There's so many cool things that Johto did. And honestly, like, there's a lot of people that complain about the leveling in Soul Silver, but like, I honestly don't really care about that. Like, as long as you're at this around the same level as everything else, that doesn't really matter. You still have to come up with the same strategies and everything. So again, the leveling's a lot different. Like, I think for the Elite Four in Soul Silver, you're at like mid 40s, maybe 50s. For Sword and Shield, you're at like 70s, and I definitely think that makes more sense. I mean, logically, if you're one of the best trainers in the world, supposedly, it makes more sense that your Pokemon are nearing their max level, compared to here. But you still have a whole another region to go through with Soul Silver, so I think it's justified and honestly not super bad. Let me see. We did that. I think we're done. I think we got through them all. Because I did Red, Silver, Pikachu, Sun, Soul Silver. I'm pretty sure I hit all of them. But yeah, this is how I feel. Again, these are the games I would recommend. Obviously, because they're in the S category. But again, all of these games I enjoyed playing through. But there's just, there's issues with some, like Sword and Shield, like the shiny hunting method is kind of screwed up, and they did like the DLC that not a lot of people liked, in terms of there being DLC, not that the story was necessarily bad. I think the Crown Tundra was a good addition, but I do wish they had more Galarian forms. Like, they teased the Slowpoke, and then everyone thought that there was going to be a bunch more in the Isle of Armor, and then there just wasn't. But I definitely think that, I think they started out strong, and that now I think they have to get back into a groove, honestly. Sword and Shield definitely had good parts, but I think they need to get back in the groove of what they were doing. I know there's a lot of people who like, the 2D games better, and there's definitely things about that, like where Pokemon seem very stale with their 3D movements. But this is my list, so I guess, I'll move on to a different list in a sec, but I guess let me know what your favorite games are, and I guess how you feel about the list, and don't hate too hard. Okay, so the next tier list I'm doing is the final evolved forms of all the starters. This one, at least, they're all in the correct, or in A order, so that's nice. So I guess I'll just start from the beginning. I think I'll put Venusaur. I think Venusaur belongs in A. I think Venusaur is really good. Probably a little underrated, but I think there's a lot of people that like him. Honestly, I think I'll put all three of the Gen 1s in A. They're all good. I think Charizard gets a little bit too much hype, but they're all very solid. Typhlosion is one of my favorites. The whole line is, so I'm putting that in S. Meganium, I think it gets a little bit too much hate, especially with, if you look at Gen 8, where they're all humanoid. I really don't care for that, and I know there's a lot of people that agree. There's probably people that don't. But, if you look at all the other ones where they, some are humanoid-ish, or even both of these, but they do it in unique ways, or they combine enough elements of what they're supposed to be, so they don't look overly humanoid or just weird, like you have down here. There's definitely Pokemon. So I'm gonna put Meganium, I think, in B tier, honestly. I think there's a lot of people that would put it lower, but I like it. For Alligator, I'll put an A. I also really like using that. I've played through Heart Gold, Soul Silver a whole lot. And I definitely enjoy using them a lot. Sceptile, honestly, I might put Sceptile in either S or A. That's also a really nice one. I just haven't used it a whole lot. I think I'll put him in A, Blaziken in B, and then I'll put Swampert in S, because, I don't know. I think everyone likes Mudkip. I think everyone likes the line. Probably not. I don't know if everyone would put Swampert in S, but I really like him. And then Sceptile's also super solid. Um, as you can tell, the first like 4 gens for me are all going to be really high up. Now, Gen 4 is my favorite, so Infernape's probably my favorite starter. Might be one of my favorites. Might be one of my favorites overall. It might be one of my favorite Pokemon. I haven't done the the favorite Pokemon picker where you go through all 900 of them or whatever in a while. But I think I'll put Empoleon in B and then Torterra in A. I like them all a lot. I can't justify putting them all in S, but they're all very good. Now this is where things probably get a bit heated, because I like Emboar. I think it's better in the sprites, but I think I'll put him in B, in lack of putting him in A, but I'm going to put him in B. I know there's a lot of people that don't agree. If you hate Pignite and hate Emboar because of it, you're stupid. I will agree that Pignite is bad. I think it does do a lot of injustice to the line. I think there's a lot of people that don't like the other two because Pignite is terrible, but I think Emboar's good. I mean, and it is another firefighting, which they probably should have broken the chain with, but I think it's a good design. I like using it. It has a good shiny, so I like it. Serperior, honestly, I don't like it as much as everyone else. I'm gonna put it in C. Same thing with Samurott. Honestly, I wish they kind of kept the thing they had going with Duat, where it was on 2 legs and would actually use its shells or swords like they're supposed to. Samurott doesn't really do that. He pulls them out and then he puts it right back in. He doesn't really do a whole lot with it because he's on 4 legs. Greninja, I would put definitely not C. I think it's definitely an A or B for me. I know I don't like it as much as other people do. That's just a fact. I do like using it. I mean, out of all 3 of them, I think it's my favorite for sure for that generation, but I don't know, I just have a lot of nostalgia and love for the first, like, 4, even 5. I mean, I used Samurott for a while, I just, I don't know, I do wish they kind of kept the what they had going with Dubot. Now, Chestnut, I really don't care for. He's going somewhere down here. Honestly, I might reserve the D or the F tier only for no, but currency. I might reserve F tier just for the freaking Galar ones. I do not care for them. I did choose Rillaboom when I had them, but I think they need to make them more like actual animals. Obviously, Rillaboom is a gorilla, so it's gonna look humanoid, but the other 2 don't really have a reason to. And you know what? I'll skip that. I'll get to it when I get to it. Primarina, I used to not like a whole lot, but I think it's grown on me, so I think I'll put that in C. I might move it up to B. Incineroar also C. I think its limbs are like weirdly thin. I don't know. It's just proportions seem a little bit weird to me. I can't really explain why. I'll put Decidueye in B. Honestly, I think for like Pokemon like Incineroar and Decidueye, they look a lot cooler when they like are in motion and like in the anime and stuff like that. There's a lot of Pokemon that are kind of that way, but when they're sitting still, just with the 3D models in the game, there's a lot of Pokemon that when they're sitting still like that, they just kind of look lame. And I think that's kind of the problem for both of them. So that's where they're going for me. Now, I liked Sobble, I liked Drizzile somewhat, but I think Inteleon, they made it way too skinny and weird. I kind of like what they have going on with it. I like its Gigantamax form. I think that was creative, but as a whole, I would not pick it. I do not like it. Rillaboom, I'll put. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I want to put it in C or D, because again, it's a gorilla. It's nice, but I think the other 2 just kind of ruined it. Just because I don't see why we need to have them all be humanoid. Like, I don't really care for them. I can't really explain why, but I think they really need to just go back to what they had earlier, where they're Pokemon. Like, I feel like they just feel too humanoid, especially for having them all 3 be that way. Especially when you have stuff like a lizard, you could have easily kept like I've seen so many cool like fan designs for what Inteleon could have been, with better typing, better design, not humanoid, still on 4 legs like most lizards. If not all lizards. And then Raboot, or not Raboot, sorry, Cinderace. I think they should have kept what they had going with Raboot. Raboot was a rabbit, yes, but they had that kind of like bandit thing going with it. If they kept it with that and still made it humanoid, I would still probably like it a lot more. It would probably still like just be a lot better. Now it just looks like a freaking bunny. It's just a bunny. I mean, he kicks a soccer ball around, yes, but it's just a bunny with pants pretty much. So I might put it in. It's either D or F. I think I do like it more than Inteleon, so I guess I'll put it in D. But it's just not good. That I don't know what they were thinking by making them all that way. I mean, obviously not all bunnies have to stay on 4 legs. And I think if they kept what they had with Raboot, I think it would have been a much more solid design. I don't know why they kind of made it a bandit with like the face mask and then just didn't do anything with it. I don't really understand that. But I've seen so many like cooler fan designs for this trio than any other generation I've ever seen. You know, usually you see fan designs when the starters are released, and then you're like, you know what, they did a pretty good job. Maybe the fan designs, you know, had some good concepts, but the fact that there's so many fan designs that I think are significantly better than the real ones in many ways, in terms of typing and just designs overall, I think that's kind of a problem. So, as you can tell, I have a lot of love for the first 4 generations, but that's kind of how I feel. I feel like they're kind of, I don't want to say falling by the wayside, but I think they just need to get back in the groove. I mean, I don't expect a Gen 9 to come out anytime soon, but I think they, you know, need to go back to the basics, because, you know, it was working. But I don't know what they need to do really, but they need to not do this again, that's for sure. Alright, I think I might do either Legendary Pokemon or some other tier list next, but I'll be back in a second. Alright, so this is the last tier list I'm going to do for today. Again, thank you if you've been watching my videos, if you're subscribed. I'm really happy that I hit 50 subscribers. I'm really happy that I hit 50 people that, you know, want to watch my videos. So if you are subscribed, thanks. If not, you know, please consider it. I hope you like what I do. So this is the legendary one. This is the one I'm going to do last, and there's a bunch of category or subsets of tiers, I guess, because of how many there is, and I can barely fit it all on the screen. So I'm just going to do them as they come up on the bottom. I think they're in alphabetical order. But yeah. And again, if you want to let me know what your favorite game is, your favorite final starter, your favorite legendary, let me know. I'd love to hear it. I'd like to hear other people's opinions. Hopefully not too much, you know, crap on my list, but you know, I do want to hear your opinions. So let me know. All right. So starting out with Arceus, I might move these around because there's so many to go through, but I'll try to do it quickly, so I don't take too much of your time. I'll put Arceus in A tier. I like Gen 4. I think it has a pretty decent design. You know, I think the movies and stuff always get a little bit of nostalgia and everything going, so I like that. I'll put Articuno in A, solid design. I like the Gen 1 games. Leaf Green was my favorite, or as a kid, my first and my favorite as a kid, so I think that's really, I like how you have to go through the Seafoam Islands to get it. I think it's just a nice, overall legendary. Azelf, I'll put in, you know, B+. I think it's an alright design. I do like the Lake Guardians, but not my favorite. Celebi, I think I'll put in A. Good design. I like how the way you can interact with the shrine and Ilex Forest, whichever it is. That's always nice. And you can shiny hunt it on the virtual console now, which is cool. Cobalion, I think I'll put him... I used to not like him as much. I think I'll put him in B for now. I do like the Sword of Justice. I like Verzion the most, I think, but I think Cobalion is probably one of my least favorite. Maybe Keldeo, because he's technically part of them. Cosmog I like. Cosmo, not as much. I do think it's neat how they made a legendary that like evolves. That's cool, I guess, but I don't know. I don't see really the need for 2 forms between them. But you know, they're alright designs. Cresselia I like. I'll put that in A. Darkrai, I don't know if I'll put it in S+ yet. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely a good legendary mythical, whichever one of the 2 it is. I don't know if they coincide or not. There's conflicting opinions. Deoxys I really like. I think sometimes it's sprites or like art make it look a little weird, but I think um, honestly I'm not even sure. I'll put the D4 defense form in. I think I'll put that in A plus. I really like that one. The speed one, I'll put that in B plus. That one's not as good. And then I'll put the other two. Actually, I'll put him up there, and then regular Jackson's A. I think that all the forms are pretty cool. I think it's a really cool concept. It has a good shiny, a lot of stuff like that. I have a 98% one in Pokemon Go, which is pretty cool. But overall, it's pretty solid. Dialga S tier. I love Gen 4. I love its design. Um, and I read those little manga books as a kid too. There was a whole bunch of them for Gen 4 actually. There's the one with that little kid who has a Regigigas that's that one's pretty enjoyable. I don't even remember what it's called, but I remember reading that and playing through the games as a kid, so I have a lot of nostalgia love for Gen 4 and the legendaries. Beyonce, honestly, I'll put her in probably D. Honestly, I don't really care for the. I might not even put the Mega down there or on the list, but it's an alright Pokemon. I just there's a lot of mythicals that don't really have a whole lot of purpose. And I might move it up to C. Now, I saw this thing. I'm gonna move these like down here. I hate these things. I don't like them at all. I think the concept is cool, especially like the concept in the movie where it brings in the legendary Pokemon for the battle. But I just don't really care for this Pokemon. I really don't. Entei, I think I'll put him A plus. I do like the legendary beasts. He has a good shiny. He might have been one of the first Pokemon I shiny hunted, or legendaries I shiny hunted. I got a shiny Moltres in Fire Red Leaf Green because I just had to reset so I could actually catch it. And it just happened to be shiny. So that's the first one I got, I think. But I think Entei was the first one that I actually hunted. Genesect is really cool. I think I'll put him in either. I think I'll put him in A plus. Giratina, I think I'll put this form down here. Maybe I'll move it up to B plus. And then I'll put this form in A. I forgot which one is which. The altered versus the regular. But this is probably altered. But I like this one a little bit more. Alright, we got Groudon now. I don't really care to put the primal forms on the list because they look just kind of like more glowing, to be completely honest. But Groudon I really like. I feel like people don't probably like it as much as me, but I really like it. Heatran I know everyone hates, but I like it. I'll put it in A. I like the whole side storyline in Platinum with the Team Galactic and catching Heatran and Stark Mountain. Plus I got a shiny Graveler in Stark Mountain, so I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff that makes me like Heatran, and I know a lot of people don't, but I really do. Ho-Oh I will put in. I'll put Ho in A+. I really like Ho-Oh. Jirachi, I'll put that in A. Keldeo, honestly, I think in the games, like the 3D model, it looks worse than it does with these just the regular arts, but I think I'll put him in the same as Cobalion. Kyogre, no, I don't like it as much as Groudon, but it's not bad. I think I'll put it B+. Alright, so, wait, do they... Oh, those are all counted as Kyurem, so that gonna come later. I really like the black and white Kyurem forms. I like the black one a little bit more, even though it can't learn Ice Punch, which is stupid. But I used it on my team for Pokemon Showdown for a while. I just really like its design too. It's a cool concept. The games are good. There's just a lot of stuff tied up in it that I think it's really good. I'll put regular Kyurem in B+. I think that's good. So far, we haven't had a whole lot of Pokemon that I hate, so that's good at least. Alright, so we got Landorus is next. The trio, I used to not like them as much, but I do like them more now. I think I'll put him in B. I might actually do his other forms because it's actually more different. I'll put Keldeo here. I might as well throw that other form in. I might as well put these in later too. I think this Therian form is cool. I think I'll put that in B+. Latios, or Latios, excuse me, yeah, I'll do Latios first. Latios, I think S tier. I might have to move some of these S up to S plus and then spread it out a bit. I'm just gonna put those here. I'll put. Yeah, I think that's alright. Okay. I like Latios, just not as much as Latios. I'll put it like B plus. Their mega forms are alright, but honestly, they're not. I mean, they're kind of like they're the exact same pretty much, which is fine. But like, they're nothing really special with the megas. I do like how you can fly around on them, but again, I think I'll leave. I might put those forms on later, but I'm gonna leave them for now. Think Ho or Lugia. I like it. I think I like it about as much as regular, or not regular. I think I might like it as much as Ho, so I'll put them both in A plus. Lunala, didn't like it as first. It kind of grew on me. I'll put it at B plus. Girna, don't care for E. Manaphy, I like Manaphy. I'll put that in B plus. Marshadow, don't really care for. Meloetta, I think both of its forms are alright, but I never really got a chance to use them. I don't care for them a whole lot. I think they're just alright. Mew, I think I'll put in B as well. Mesprit, B plus, same as of. Mewtwo, I'll put in A. Megaforms I'm not caring about right now. Alright. Raikou, I'll put in A plus. I think I have to spread this out a little bit, honestly. Let me see, out of all these, I think I like Latios. Honestly, I think I might move these. I might move those up, and then I'll put those. I'll leave Raikou there. I'll put Entei up. I'll leave that for now. I think the Duskmane Necrozma is pretty cool. Put that in A plus. Lunala's better than the original. I'll put that in A. Necrozma's pretty cool. Put it in A. Palkia, I think I like a lot more than other people. A plus. Fion kind of sucks. I mean, I like how you can breed it out of Manaphy. I think that's kind of a cool thing you can do, but it's very similar. I don't really care for it a whole lot. Probably everyone will disagree with me on this, but I'm putting Regigigas in S plus. I love this thing. I love how it has its own temple in Gen 4. Or I think in Gen 5 it has its own place too. I think it's just really cool, especially because I think I mentioned earlier how I read through the manga series where that little kid has one, and he just beats up everything. It's I don't know, I just think it's a really cool Pokemon. Super beefy. Its ability obviously isn't the best, but you can use it with Galarian Weezing now, and beat the crap out of stuff. So that's cool. But I feel like everyone will disagree with me, but I really like it. Rayquaza, S tier. Oh, I skipped Moltres. Moltres, I'll put Moltres in B. Alright. Now, I always think Regirock looks kind of weird, with this angle, I guess. But I like the Regis more than pretty much everyone else, especially Regigigas. I think my favorite is probably Regirock. I'll put Regis in. I'll put it in B plus, and then Registeel in C. Actually, I'll move that down. I think there's a lot of balancing I might have to do, actually. Jeez. Reshiram is good. I'll put that in A. Let me think real quick. I'll move Regirock down to B plus. I'll move Jirachi down to B plus. Honestly, hold on. I'll move these down to F, and then I'll just get rid of this real quick. There we go. Now I can see Pokemon again. All right. So the Tapus. I don't know why I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but the Tapus are all right. I think Blue is probably not one of my favorites. Coco's good, but not, again, I don't really care for a whole lot of them, honestly. I'll put him at B+. I'll put Lele in B. I think that's Lele. I think this one's Finny. And then B+ for that. Terrakion is alright. Honestly, I'll put that along with Cobalion. I'll put that one there. Thundurus. I'll put him in B as well. The Therian form of Landorus, I think the wings made it look cool. I think it was kind of an improvement in that sense, but I think it's weird how it still has hair and a mustache. I mean, I guess that kind of is their gimmick, but it doesn't look right. I'll put Tornadus in C. Uxie is probably my favorite of the Lake Guardians. I'll put them in A. Virizion A. I might have to condense stuff again. Alright. Let's see. Alright, Shaman is really good. I think I'll put regular Shaman in A. I think I'm one of the few people that likes regular Shaman more than the, whatever it is, the Sky form. I don't know what it's called. Suicune is pretty good. I'll put it in B+, but I like the other two more, which I'm probably in the minority for again. Zapdos I really like, put that in S. Xerneas, don't care for. Yveltal. Yveltal's slightly better than Xerneas, but I think they're both kind of let me see. Volcanion, cool typing, not a good design. Victini, I'll put that in A. Zeraora, I haven't really seen a whole lot of use out of it. I mean, it's been in Pokemon Unite and stuff. I'll put it in B+, it's not bad. The Therian form for Thundurus, I think, is probably my favorite out of all of them. I'll put that one in A, I really like that one. I think regular Zygarde is an A. The dog one, I'll put in B+, along with its other form. Those are both alright, but I think I like the regular one the most. And then we're almost done, actually. Solgaleo, I'll put in... I think I'll put in B. I'll move the Lunala down here, too. Geez, I might have to zoom out a bit. Alright, and then we just got a couple left. So we got Zekrom, which I'll put in A, along with Reshiram. The Mega Mewtwo forms, I'm gonna put this one down here. I don't care for this one. I think the Y one? Whichever one this one is, the one that doesn't look weird. I mean, they both kind of look weird, but I think this one's better. I'll put it in B+. I can't remember which one's which. Mega Latios and Latias I'll put in B. I don't think either of them is really an improvement on it. They just made them both purple. Mega Rayquaza is really cool. I'll put that in A+. The Primal forms, I like their addition to the game, but they look very similar. I don't think either of them is really that much of an improvement. Their shiny forms are kind of neat, except for they have Kyogre's like purple things on the end of it for some reason. I think I'll put them both in. I think I'll put both. I'll put Kyogre in B+, and I'll put him in A. And then, last but not least, we got Mega Deoxys, which kind of looks like a chandelier. I guess I'll put it in C. It is slightly better than the original, I guess. But there we go. I feel like this looks a lot different than the last time I did it, but I stick by what I did. I mean, my top ones usually are pretty much always the same. The ones in the middle, that's kind of where it gets messy. But I really like Latios, Dialga, Groudon, Black Kyurem, and then Regigigas. I like all of those. Zapdos, really like finding the power plant. I think that's really just neat. Entei I really like. One of the first shinies I got. Darkrai I think is really cool. Everyone likes Rayquaza, who doesn't? Honestly, I don't know if there's a whole lot of moving around I have to do now, but I think it's all pretty good. This is what I'm sticking with for now, at least. I might come back to it later, but this is what I'm sticking with. So again, I guess, thanks for 50 subscribers. If you like my stuff, keep watching and stay tuned. And then, again, let me know, favorite Pokemon game, favorite Final Evolution starter, favorite Legendary, because I want to know what you guys think. Because you sat here watching me, so might as well let me know, and then I'll try to respond as much as I can. Alright, thanks for watching.